Hailing from Mississauga, Ontario, please welcome Hong Tao Chin. He was a finalist at the 2019 Canadian National Championships. Let's welcome Jeremy Hazen. He's a three-time U.S. Open winner and the 2019 Canadian National Champion, Eugene Jin Wang. He was a 2018 U.S. Open Junior Boys Single Champion. Welcome to the arena, Terrence Young. And let's welcome the men's team coach, Dehan Popik. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet Team USA. He was 2016's Rio Olympian and the 2015 National Champion. Welcome, Yi Jun Fing. He is a four-time national champion and represented the U.S. in the Rio Olympics. Here is Kanak Ja. He is a two-time U.S. national finalist and a 2019 Pan Am gold medalist, Nikhil Kumar. He's a 2019 national semifinalist and winner of the 2019 national ranking tournament. Welcome, Zhou Xin. And keep that applause going for the coach of Team USA, Stefan Fath. And now, here to sing the national anthem of both countries, please welcome Rockford's own Aaron Bolden. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're at the BMO Harris Bank Center in Rockford, Illinois, United States, for the 2019 ITTF North American Olympic Table Tennis Qualification. I'm Matt Hetherington. I'm joined by two-time U.S. Olympian Sean O'Neill.
Should be a great match. Matt, got two extremely strong teams fighting to get to Tokyo.
That's right, and it'll be a 5-match Olympic format. And starting off with the doubles between the US and Canada. First team to win 3 matches will win the team qualification spot and 2 singles qualification berths for Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
Our first match of the men's Olympic trials features Nikhil Kumar and Zhao Zhen from the US against Eugene Wang and Hong Tao Chin from Team Canada. All right, make some noise, let them hear ya.
So coming in first with the doubles, Nikhil Kumar and Zhou Shin from the United States are taking on Eugene Wang and Hong Tao Chen from Canada. It's going to be a very intense matchup between these two teams. Eugene Wang leading the Canadian side, a very experienced international player with quite a challenging game style. And of course, Hong Tao Chen, kind of the dark horse in this contest. Wasn't really until recently that we learned that he was going to be playing in this Olympic trial, but recently he's been playing incredibly well in tournaments. Lost 4-3 to Thiago Monteiro in the LA Open and beat Raiko Gomez from the Netherlands at the Badger Open a couple of weeks ago. So obviously a player that can cause some threats to the United States and a player that's played in the Olympic Games before. So this could be a very interesting match here.
So Matt, looking at the matchups on paper, how surprised were you that Eugene Wang was not playing 2 singles, that they actually put him in this ever critical first doubles match?
I was quite surprised. Definitely seeing Eugene as the top player. You would think a lot of the time they're putting their strongest singles player in to play two singles. But clearly, I mean, with this Olympic format, you know, it's a very short format and it's quite intense. And getting that first foot in the door with the doubles is very important. So obviously, they felt Eugene and Hong Tao would be the best doubles combination for them to try and get that point in first.
Yeah, it's going to just add so much pressure for Canada to win this doubles match. A lot of players and coaches going into this match tie felt if the U.S. could somehow put pressure to take one of the matches away from Eugene, that they'd be a little bit in the driver's seat. But now that Eugene's playing the doubles, it looks like the strategy is take the doubles and maybe have Hong Tao and Eugene take their singles and allow Jeremy to play free without any pressure. So it's going to be pressure-packed from the first point on. Nikhil and Zhou Shen have been practicing doubles in the Bay Area for the last couple weeks. All the players came to Rockford early to get some pre-match training here, thanks to the ITTF and the great support and effort that they've given this event. But we're starting out with the barn burner with 4 extremely strong players trying to get on the board.
Yeah, particularly Zhou Shen and Nikhil, very, very strong doubles players. Nikhil having gone through the Pan American Games team event where they won the gold medal, not losing a doubles match, even against Brazil, which was a really impressive performance. So USA certainly putting forward a strong foot in the doubles, but I think it's definitely a very 50-50 match. I mean, Eugene's a very experienced player and very tactful, which will come in handy a lot for doubles.
And we did see that Eugene and his partner Mo did win the Pan Am Games. So while he's known as a great US Open champion, he has excelled in doubles as well. So
yeah, that's right.
Should be a super matchup. Looks like the players are showing that maybe the warm-up ball has a slight crack in it. Saul Weinstein, one of the match umpires, provides another ball for them to get ready with.
Best of 5 games. First game, USA to serve. Kumar, love all. Go, play.
So it looks like Eugene Wang and Hong Tao Chen actually did play doubles on previous occasions before when they were representing Canada on the World Tour. So perhaps they have some experience playing with each other already. I think we're going to see a lot of communication between the players here.
That last one, Zhou Shen just went for a little too much.
Really good to see Nikhil giving a lot of positive support there.
And Nikhil has such great positive energy when he's playing. And
yeah, very, very vocal.
And on the U.S. team, he has the most international experience in the last 5 years. Zhou Shen's primarily been in the Bay Area doing a little bit more coaching, but has played strong in our ranking tournament where he won that, as well as playing in the national championships in Las Vegas.
Making the semifinal. Of course, he has a long background in high-level table tennis from when he was in China in the national team. And both teams managing to keep the ball very tight. Got 4 players who are very proficient at making opening shots and giving their team the upper hand. So I think we're going to see a lot of play in by the net.
Over the table and back.
And umpire Saul Weinstein there, reminding Eugene he needs to contact the ball, keep his hand behind the white line, behind the baseline of the table.
Oh, that was a great block by Zhou Xin of the U.S. Big loop coming his way, able to keep that racket on it. Not only played on the table, but played to a great wide angle. Oh.
And amazing wide placement there. Really, if Eugene Wang is in a balanced position, he just produces some stunning placements and amazing
Lefties
shots.
tend to be a little bit weak wide out to the forehand, but Eugene just really took that.
And the Canadians doing a great job there of holding the table under pressure.
Looks like, Matt, so far, Canadians doing a much stronger job of working as a team. The U.S. trying some bigger shots, but just knocking themselves off balance. And that's a nice backhand opening by Nikhil.
I think this this match is the beginnings of a crowd pleaser. Canadians with a 1-point lead here in the serve. And there's that steady, slow-paced backhand opening from Eugene Wang. Very good at disrupting the rhythm of his opposition, both doubles and singles.
Nice and slow. Nikhil Kumar going for some pace down the line, catches the top of the net, just reached out for the ball a little bit.
And the Canadians really on the offensive here.
Just great teamwork here. Nice opening loop and then just keeping the attack on their side of the net. Eugene with a strong backhand loop. Hong Tao continues to put the pressure on. Excellent play.
And nobody was home there. Nikhil Kumar straight down the line. Just as Hong Tao Chen stepped for the forehand. Well anticipated. And there again, that really steady slow ball from Eugene Wang.
Just taking his time, spinning it up.
And you can see the ball dip there.
So tough to re-loop that ball with that amount of spin on it.
And the first game, 11-7, goes to the Canadian pair, Eugene Wang and Hong Tao Chen. They're going to go back to the bench for coach Dejan Papic. The Americans heading back over to Stefan Feth. So a good start for the Canadian pair. Certainly the more aggressive, I think, of the two teams. And I feel maybe the US were a little bit passive and focusing on controlling the ball and really trying to put Eugene and Hong Tao off balance. but didn't quite apply enough pressure. And when they did, I think just a little bit too much, especially against that slow ball from Eugene Wong. It's really, really hard to be able to control the ball and apply a lot of pressure on the ball at the same time.
It just seemed like the Canadians fed off of each other a little bit more. They kept the attacks more sustained. The Americans had some shot-making opportunities, but at the same time, when they were on the defense, they really couldn't stop the Canadians from that continued attack. So, new orders in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the U.S. guys, once that top spin initiates in the rally, and once they get into that open rally situation, they have to find a way to stop the follow-up from being so comfortable.
Canada to serve, Chen. Love all.
So Hong Tao Chen serving to Nikhil Kumar.
If Nikhil is up at the table and playing offense, Team USA is going to have much easier time for Zhou Xin to follow up. If Nikhil's off the table, like you saw on that last point, it's going to be very difficult.
Love,
This is a good serve combination for Team USA. With Nikhil being a lefty, he basically does his single serves, and giving Zhou Xin a chance to make that first strong opening.
Yeah, and then Nikhil's ready to follow up on the next ball.
Not so uncommon to see games kind of lopsided in doubles with the change of order, and I would say that the U.S. probably has a better matchup in this game.
And again, just that slow, heavy topspin from Eugene Wong.
Not much you can do with that. It's block it. You've got to keep it low.
I mean, as soon as it passes the top of the bounce, you're already way too late. And
good patience there for Team USA.
did a good job of really pressuring the short game until they got that slightly looser ball. A great job by Nikhil Kumar there, keeping that ball short.
That one extra
really
ball.
made him guess, yeah.
And it looks like Zhou Xin from the U.S. is doing a much better job of not going for too much, but just getting that loop on the table. And USA now has a slight lead here in game 2.
Yeah, and I think the difference really comes down to Zhou not being on the back foot, not having to react to an incoming ball, but having Nikhil setting the ball up for him. And
again, Kumar a little off the table there for the U.S. He's most effective when he's driving close to the table and not on his back heels.
And the Canadians, you can just see in that replay, they're doing really well to keep their balance and move around each other.
Oh, nice drop shot by the U.S. off of a net ball. A lot of loose balls from the ones that Eugene Wong are spinning up without any pace on them, but a heavy amount of spin. Oh, Hong Tao Chen with a beautiful inside-out forehand. Just stepped around this last ball. It's the second time Team Canada has played the ball out wide to Kumar's forehand and met with no resistance.
And another setup there for Zhou Xin. Those are really not shots that he's going to miss, particularly the short and higher ball that we saw a little bit more struggle with in the women's match. A player like Zhou Xin, who's about 6'2", I think, he's really not going to struggle with that as much.
And knowing to just step in as quickly as he can. Seemed like the Canadian ladies were having some issues with getting to the ball. This is turning into quite the battle here in game 2. And you can hear it from Nikhil Kumar. Every point is Team USA is trying to tie this initial doubles matchup at 1 game apiece.
Great combined effort there by the Canadians.
Americans trying to counterattack, but Hong Tao Chen just too much topspin on his forehand cross skirt loop. Now Team USA with the serve and the 2-point lead.
And a repeat of that shot from the last game. That quick backhand opening really doesn't give any chance to, I mean, look at that. Eugene was nowhere near it. And again, those open rallies, the Canadians really making their mark.
When all 4 players were off the table, the Canadians just seemed to have better placement, better penetration on these counterattacks.
And a great postural adjustment there from Kumar, just contorting himself to get out of the way of that ball.
Almost Matrix-like as he moved to the side of it and still fought to get that heavy topspin. The weight of that entire game was just on that one fight to get the forehand loop in, and is rewarded with 2 game points.
Looks like someone in the audience is using flash photography there. They had a light on their cell phone. And a good plan from the US, but Zhou not able to execute that forehand counter.
Eugene went for the, I don't know if it was necessarily risky, but he went for the backhand opening.
And you could see Zhou Xin just making sure he took that ball a little bit later and got that execution on. But again, Hong Tao Chen pinning Nikhil Kumar in that backhand corner. And the Canadians save 2 game points.
Oh, that was a little bit of a pop-up. Hong Tao had the ball to put away, but Kumar able to punch that backhand.
You just see how much planning goes into each point here. And just
That's about the 3rd
too
ball
early.
that Kumar has pushed in the net, trying to take it off the bounce as quickly as possible.
Especially in these tight situations, you've got to be careful you don't try and do too much.
Very patient U.S. team there. waiting for the ball to come off the end of the table before Zhou Xin got the final opening loop here.
Great touch play from both sides. And timeout from the USA, really recognizing the importance here of taking this game point. Certainly throughout this game in particular, we've seen the kind of core strategy here, the core tactic of the US players to keep that ball as short as possible, and they're really not afraid to stay in those short exchanges. And usually it's been the Canadians who have been the first to make the ball drift out a little bit more or to pop the ball up a little bit more. And that really has made a big difference for them. But absolutely, if they want to get some of the pressure off their shoulders here, they need to come back and win this next point. Certainly don't want to have the Canadians here converting a 2-0 lead.
Being down 0-2 would just be a nightmare.
Well, I mean, certainly in this situation where you look at the draw and it's obvious that the Canadians are really backing themselves to take this doubles match. So all players back to the table.
Really feel this is the US's best combo with Kumar serving.
And he takes it straight off the serve.
Got the job done. So credit coach Stefan Fett calling an outstanding timeout to get the game under their belt to even this up at 1 game apiece.
And I think that game really showed what we can expect from the rest of this match, of both teams realizing how crucially important this opening doubles match is. And I think that's the really exciting thing about this Olympic team format, this 5-match team format, having the doubles coming out first. There's just so much strategizing that goes around your order, and there are a lot of surprises. But certainly this first opening match has a lot of importance placed on it for both teams.
If Canada loses the doubles, Jeremy is much more in the pressure seat with his 2 singles coming up, where if they win the doubles, he'll get to play a little bit freer, knowing that Eugene will get a singles in there, and then Hong Tao will also get a singles. So in that timeout, very strategic, and let's see who owns the table and who's able to push the other team off.
Again, just seeing Nikhil Kumar a little bit too far back.
Nice controlled opening by Zhou Xin.
See Eugene going for that wide forehand angle again. Some very calculated tactical thinking going on by these 4 players. And
we saw that at the beginning of the first game when Zhou Xin, little off the table, trying to put the ball away. He's been more effective, keeping a lot more control on the ball. That ball missed by a good 2 feet.
Very well set up by Kumar though.
Kumar doing an excellent job of moving his feet and really going after the ball. Again, the momentum continues to stay for Team USA. Kumar able to take a nice opening loop and put some pressure on it down the line.
Yeah, and you can see that he's recognizing Chen's looking for that forehand ball. He's done a great job of redirecting the ball down the line.
Those are big points for the U.S. That ball popped up just a little bit. Hong Tao going for a finishing ball.
And the ball drifting just a little bit long there. Hong Tao Chen not wasting the opportunity. Now we're starting to see a lot more movement on the Canadian side. Where in the first game, and particularly the first half of the second, they were very, very balanced and centered and doing well to coordinate their movements.
That's a strong opening once again. Team USA controlling the short ball until one ball goes long this time. Zhou Xin makes the strong backhand opening, nice and deep.
And really, as soon as they play that ball slightly long, Eugene's left guessing where the ball's going to go. And hasn't been able to keep his balance. And again,
another Nikhil Kumar backhand punch down the line. When he's up at the table, there's so much more behind his ball. Once he's off the table, it's going to be more of a hooking, maybe an inside-out type of fading shot.
And I think that was really what gave the Canadian pair the ability to be so well-balanced in the first game, was that Nikhil was really kind of backing off a little bit too much for his game style.
Yeah. Big points here for Team USA. Two balls. Team Canada able to get their loops going. Now with the serve, only trail by 2 points. This third game.
And again, a great angle there from Nikhil Kumar. Both players keeping it short. Zhou Xin taking on board the risk of making that initiative shot. Not a bad recovery from the US, but the Canadians.
US had two great recoveries, but Canada continuing with the pressure.
And Eugene Wang from the backcourt there.
When the Canadians are off the table, they continue to have really good topspin. You see Eugene on the ground, but jamming Kumar into the body.
I mean, one of the strengths for them is when Hong Tao's off the table on his backhand counter loop is almost as effective as a regular player's forehand.
Great serve, little bit of a pop-up. Zhou Xin of the US takes this high ball and just hooks it so wide. Game point for Team USA.
So the pressure falls back on the serve of Hong Tao Chen. And that is just unbelievable stuff. What a way to win the third game here from both players from the US. And the Canadians just didn't let up at all.
Easily the point of the match so far. Both teams heavy topspin, getting out of each other's way.
And that hook loop, Kumar just doing a fantastic job to counteract the spin. Great placement there from Nikhil Kumar into the body. And in the end, really, the Canadian players just too far back and finally too far off balance. But what an exceptional effort from both sides.
Just a double barrel attack from Team USA. Eugene Wang doing everything he can do to keep the ball into play. But Team USA had one more shot.
And look at that placement.
Eugene just unable to bring back the last backhand. And Team USA now leads 2-1.
What a fantastic confidence booster for the two US players to seal out that third game with that point. Really a rare occasion for a doubles match to have such explosive rallies. And the confidence now from the US players. These Canadian pair of Chen and Wang really going to have to knuckle down and settle.
US doing a much better job of working as a team, keeping those attacks coming.
And just going from strength to strength. And again, the foundation of these plays are in that short exchange at the start of each point. And really, I think the Canadians need to be the team that try and take more initiative.
I really agree with you, Matt. If Team Canada allows US to become shot makers, there's the timeout by
And
Team Canada.
Yeah, certainly with this playing combination as well.
It's almost a more natural singles combo for Team USA, with Nikhil serving and Zhou Xin able to establish that first attack, and up 3-0 here in Game 4.
So really, I mean, for Eugene and Hongtao, it's got to be you either initiate out of those short situations or you make sure that ball stays short. And I think that's really been the key factor, is that they haven't been able to maintain those short situations. Sometimes the ball's popped up. Sometimes the ball's drifted a little bit long. But out of most of those situations, it seems that the US players have had the upper hand, and they've continued to go back to that tactic over and over again, and it's continued to work. So really, that's the situation the Canadians need to break.
And big points here for Team Canada. And that's a nice combination there. Zhou Xin with the backhand opening, and Kumar able to keep the forehand pressure on. And these points become even bigger for Team Canada to get on the board. Oh,
wow,
what a shot by Hongtao to take that ball inside out.
Great
Get this
there
forehand.
from Eugene. Wow.
They're definitely picking on Kumar's wide forehand.
And now we see a couple of occasions now where Chen's taken it upon himself to be the aggressor out of those short situations. Puts 2 points on the board for the Canadians. Looking for that short angle to the forehand side. And another great rally.
Matt, I think when Canada's in this situation, they're feeling so much better. Look at how low Eugene is picking that ball off the ground. And we see him doing that in singles all the time. So it's not that strenuous of a return for him. He's used to doing that. Team USA needs to be a little more up at the table.
Speaking of up at the table.
That was one heck of a block down the line.
Great anticipation from Eugene Wang. And it draws to within 1 point here. Hong Tao Chen with the serve.
Left. 4-5.
Oh, lucky break there. Looked like that serve was going a little bit deeper. Kumar able to take it right off the bounce.
Looks like a bit of a no spin variation too. They wanted that ball to pop up. Nikhil Kumar assuming just a huge amount of risk taking the ball so early.
Boy, the tightness of these shots, every single rally seems to catch the net one way or the other.
Really, Eugene showing his uniqueness. A lot of the time it's the speed that catches you out, but with Eugene Wang, often it's the slow ball.
And that time Eugene went slow. Zhou Xin able to take his time and re-counterattack it. Both teams have used their own single timeout.
And again, Hong Tao Chen doing a really good job there on that short pop-up ball. But really kind of needs to choose where he's heading. Nikhil Kumar was basically waiting in the wings. Great job by Kumar keeping that ball short. And Eugene Wang not quite able to get there.
And USA has their first match point in this initial doubles match.
And they take it. What an exciting opener here in this USA versus Canada Olympic qualification match. Nikhil Kumar and Zhou Xin in an exceptional 3-1 win over Eugene Wang and Hong Tao Chen, who really, the Canadians, pinning so much on their opening doubles. This could be a decisive result in this team tie, best of 5 team tie. The first team here to win 3 matches will gain Olympic qualification to the Tokyo Games next year. But really some outstanding table tennis produced by both sides, and some good adaptations from Zhou Xin and Kumar.
Matt,
really
I really think that if you look at the first 2 games with Canada winning game 1 11-7 and then it going 13-11, that Kumar really raised his game. He had a couple of initial drop shots that went into the net, but the number of shots that he was able to punch and play down the line really made a difference, and working hand in hand with Kumar and Zhou Xin. Excellent job.
Team USA against Jeremy Hazen of Canada.
So we will progress here to the first singles match of the team tie between Kanak Jha and Jeremy Hazen. Both were the respective top players in the country for junior and played each other. I believe the last time was at the Youth Olympic Games trial in 2017, where Kanak Jha won his place to go to the Youth Olympic Games, where he won a bronze medal. Both of these players relatively active on the international tour. Jeremy Hazen traveling a lot to compete internationally, and of course Kanakja been living in Grenzau in Germany for quite some time, playing full-time professional, but now in the first division of the German league. Big step up for him. So this will be an interesting match. It'd be very interesting to see how Jeremy Hazen handles the pressure. As you were saying before, that first opening doubles match really for the Canadians could have served to try and take some of the pressure off Hazen, but now the Canadians trailing by 1-0. There is a lot more pressure on Hazen to perform well in this match against the US's top player, Kanakja.
If Canuck is able to win this, to go down 0-2 with multiple chances is not what Canada wanted. They wanted to come out, maybe steal that first doubles, and then put Hong Tao and Eugene in a position to bring it home. So right now,
I mean, you've certainly got to respect the commitment to their strategy. And I mean, that's the thing that really makes this Olympic format so exciting, is that some teams really commit 100% to. I mean, for Canada, had they won that doubles, that really would have been made a huge difference for their performance overall in this team tie. And I think they knew that the key to their strategy started with winning this doubles. So certainly a big step up for the USA to be able to neutralize them and take that first game. A replay there of that. Certainly the most outstanding rally of the event so far.
I mean, no one played poorly in the doubles. It was just that the U.S. had a little bit more firepower.
Yeah, and I think Hong Tao and Eugene really played together well, and you could see that they'd, paired together before and that they were a good team. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for them, but a very valiant effort from them. And now we'll see first singles match. Jeremy Hazen, left-hander from Canada in the red.
Solid play by Kanakja of the United States. Able to defend off of Jeremy Hazen's nice third ball attack.
Kanakja currently ranked 27th in the world for men's. Went out of the under-18 category last year as world number 1.
Oh, and that was just really solid play by Canuck, working his way back into the point. Just picking that ball up and then taking his time, being patient, solid footwork. Finally jamming Jeremy on that final loop.
Wow. Great power shot there from Hazen down the line. Superb serve and attack, great placement.
And Hazen's going to have to do a lot of that in this match. Again, just full court coverage there by Canuck, able to withstand the deep serve. Hazen makes the strong attack. Canuck takes it down the line.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, that's excellent play by the U.S.
Not quite getting enough depth on that long push there.
Come on, let's go.
And Jeremy Hazen, one of the few players to adopt the service position of having the opposite foot kind of almost in front.
Oh, what a shot by Canuck Jaw.
You don't see that every day. Hazen doing well to recover from that netball, but Canuck Jaw
Offense
straight
to
away
defense, back
counterattacking.
to offense. Canuck made a very smart decision to go out to the forehand. And again, it looks like Hazen has the advantage when that ball is coming off the side of the table as he spins it up, but Canuck is taking that ball so strong down the line. Oh, look at that backhand
Held
off the
his
bounce.
ground well there.
Serve a little bit high. Canuck Jaw jumped on top of it.
And good hands by Jaw, returning that wide serve, but almost Jeremy Hazen returning the favor for that earlier tactic used against him. So 5 game points for Canuck Jaw. He's a player that the US has put in this position many times before. And generally delivers. So Canuck Jaw with the first game 11-5. You do well to remember that in the last Olympic qualification 4 years ago, it was Canuck Jaw who came back from 5-1 down in the 7th against Ontario, I believe, and managed to qualify not just himself but the whole team from the US. And I mean, since then he's really become the backbone of the team. You put him out there for 2 singles, and almost all of the time he's bringing home 2 singles. So
And you look at how he's done in the Pan Am Games, spearheading the U.S. team to a gold medal there, doing exceptionally well in the Pan Am Championships, winning a gold in singles and also a bronze, and then just 4-time U.S. champion. He has been the most dependable and consistent U.S. male player on the international and domestic circuit for the last 6 years, 4 to 6 years. To remember, he played in a couple World Cups at the very young age of 13 and 14.
Jeremy Hazen from Canada, currently ranked 154 in the world. Very respectable world ranking. And again, a little too loose there from Hazen.
Just great footwork by Jaw.
And there's some wider placement from the Canadian. Always a big advantage for left-handers, being able to create different angles.
Again, that's just really stable play by Canuck Ja, getting the first spin in, moving it around.
I think a big factor here is a lot of long pushing from Jeremy Hazen. He's giving Canuck that opening ball, a player who very seldomly misses his opening ball.
And you could just see as that point got longer and longer, Ja's placement just served him so well. Hazen has the attacks on the forehand, but Ja just keeps the pressure on, moving it around, jamming him out on the wide forehand.
And good tactic there from Ja, getting Jeremy Hazen out wide. Hazen doing well to put a lot of rotation on that ball.
That was a big fight there by Hazen. Looked like Ja was in control of that point.
Really seems like Jeremy Hazen's making his strokes more compact to deal with the shorter reaction time that he has. And again, making a big effort here, Hazen, to play a lot of long balls into the backhand. But a lot of the time we're seeing them either too shallow or too high.
That's just great footwork.
Yeah.
That footwork by Canuck Ja. Just taking his time, getting the first loop in, continuing the loops. Every single ball just can, look at that, covering the whole court with his forehand.
You just see a backwards progression where Hazen plays so strong on the first ball and gradually just gets pushed back and back and back and further off balance. So drawn up at 6 all here.
Ball caught the edge. Jeremy knew it hit the edge immediately, as you heard from the sorries. Canuck in control of this rally.
A big point there for Jeremy Hazen. Held his ground really well there, mid-distance. Forced that error to finish the point. And now 8-6 with the serve.
Well played by both players. Ja able to get the ball out to Hazen's wide forehand. Both players putting a lot of topspin on the ball.
explosive counterattack there from Jeremy Hazen. Certainly making all the right moves right now.
Go. Go.
Big forehand block down the line by Jeremy. And now 3 game points to even up this match number 2 at 1 game apiece.
A great serve and follow-up from Kanakja.
You know, Matt, this has been where Canuck has really shined. We've seen him at the U.S. Men's Singles Championship coming back down by huge margins in the final game. We saw, as you mentioned earlier, about what happened at the Olympic tryouts in 2016. To win a point off of Kanakja at this stage of the game is no easy matter. And he gets an edge.
Very, very faint touch there. You see it from the side angle. It's not the same point.
This was the chop right
This
after
was-
the
yeah.
after the previous edge ball that he got. So Jeremy bringing everything to tie this second match up at 1 game apiece.
It's going to be interesting to see if he can sustain that momentum going into the third game. But I think he definitely made the right adjustments to his game. Really saw him getting switched through his transitions a lot, backhand, forehand, back to the backhand, into the middle. Canuck really moving the ball around, and I think Hazen just made a much better effort to balance himself and to shorten his strokes. And really mixing up control, and when he had those opportunities to snap through the ball a little more and counter, just seemed to pick the right ball at the right time. So 1-1 here between Jeremy Hazen, Kanakja.
The second time Canuck has opened up off those serves and caught the top of the net. And Hazen would like to have that shot back. And that's Canuck getting just a slight, almost like a inch or two advantage, and just kept Hazen off balance, moving it both forehand and into backhands.
Seems to be a bit of more of an even playing field in the open rallies between the two players.
Again, ball catches the top of the net.
And Kanakja picking up the half-long ball with his forehand. Ties the game up at 3-all. It's a really different atmosphere in this Olympic qualification than previous years. You have the pressure of your whole team riding on you to gain those qualification spots. And Jeremy Hazen kind of settling a lot more and becoming more steady in those exchanges.
And that's the shot, Matt, that we saw earlier Eugene do so well in the doubles, which is just taking that half long ball and spinning it up so that when it gets counterattacked, it gets sent off the end of the table. Oh, nice backhand by Canuck Ja. Able to keep the attack and to get a little bit of a mini break now with the serve. That's a tough serve return for both righties and lefties when it's breaking away.
Yeah, it's really takes split-second decision-making to see whether the ball is going to drop over the side of the table or whether it's going to go short.
Oh, that's some nice
Way
power.
to finish the point.
Just quality open on the backhand side and then just taking it down the line.
Good hands by both players retrieving those net balls.
I was waiting for that ball to come down and clip the back edge. Fans getting into it right now.
Ball just clipping the net there on the serve. And unusual to see Canuck Ja kind of crumbling on that backhand side. And it'll be a timeout from Stefan Feth for the United States. Very important game here. Stefan Feth, longtime coach of Canuck Ja, realizing now would be a good occasion to try and alleviate some of the pressure that's fallen on him here.
Especially with the serve, and give him another viewpoint on what might work to put additional pressure. So you could see Eugene for Team Canada offering some tips to Jeremy. The beauty of the team event, all players on the team have the ability to offer advice.
来，坐，哎。
So, big point here for both players.
And that was a big service call there. Inside out little hook, got the pop up.
It's a
And now-
tactic that he uses frequently as well. Looks like Jeremy Hazen's moving to the middle of the table to serve. And a great third ball attack there.
He forced the action. Nice job by Jeremy to get the forehand in. Of course,
坐来，坐。
oh, Canuck had the open table. Jeremy was into the post-point celebration there a little bit. It looked like the ball was exactly where Canuck wanted it.
2 big points from Jeremy Hazen with the serve. You could see him moving to the middle, almost exposing his backhand side a little bit more. And it was kind of bait. He knew on both occasions the ball was going to go to his backhand, and he was ready for it. He's getting very vocal, so Kanakja is going to have to work here.
And again, catching the top of the net. That's probably the 4th or 5th time that Canuck has been in the driver's seat.
Come on, Tinny, come on.
Really seems to be struggling with the backhand to backhand a lot more than usual.
And again, top of the net and out, and Jeremy Hazen takes that pivotal 3rd game to go up 2-1. Canuck smiling, saying, what do I have to do to get off the net? And Jeremy's on a roll right now. You can see this last point where he's just scrambling to stay alive.
Yeah, and really, Ja had the opportunity there to recover from that net ball, but he's missing somewhat easier balls. His rhythm seems to be a little bit more disrupted after the nets. He's not quite able to resettle himself. But really some great play from Jeremy Hazen.
He's playing the big points big. And we've seen him chop, we've seen him loop a couple balls, catching the back edge in that big 2nd game. After really being outplayed in game number 1 without much fanfare, Hazen now 1 game away from evening up this best of 5 team match at 1 match apiece. Would not be surprised to see Jeremy go for a lot more offense. Just he's got
to ride the wave.
He's got a game under his belt right now that he can take some swings. And Canucks got to be careful.
And just not quite hitting the mark on those opening shots. As I said in the first game, I thought Jeremy was playing long a little bit too much. Canuck is a player who usually doesn't miss too many opening balls, but seems to be developing into an effective strategy now for the Canadian. He's getting more unforced errors out of Kanakja.
Once again, Jeremy serving from the center of the table. Change the angle a little bit. And there's the back edge.
Got a good decision there from Canuck to play that ball, not to be afraid to play that ball to the forehand. Didn't take the bait that time.
Well-placed ball. And that's what we saw in game number 1 when Canuck got the first attack in, won the battle of the placement. Jeremy's been playing super these last 2 games.
And opts for the long serve. A 2-point buffer for Kanakja. He's going to need to continue to try and widen that gap to get some more breathing room. Probably still under quite a lot of pressure right now. And good placement from Hazen. He's doing really well to hold his ground up at the table.
And that's more of what Canuck would like to see happen. Good controlled serve, push that comes off the end of the table, and then Canuck moving the ball around so that Jeremy doesn't get comfortable on that first block.
Yeah, and I think he's got to make sure that he executes those opening balls, but also not be so focused on the backhand side. I think Jeremy's really controlled well on that side. And even making the first opening to the forehand maybe doesn't have to be so daunting for Canuck.
Canuck just keeping that ball in front of him, just playing forward. Hazen with a very nice step around, wide out to the forehand. Canuck has really done exceptionally well controlling the short ball. And
now we're getting a bit more crowd support behind Canuck Jar. So 5 game points for Canuck Jar. Goes half long, no spin, 11-6. Canuck Jar tying up the second match, 2 games each. Managing to turn around that strong momentum from Jeremy Hazen in the second and third games. Jeremy Hazen there with coach Dejan Papic.
In both matches have just been back and forth, seesaw battle in the doubles first, and now with Canuck Jar evening up this at 2 games apiece. See if Jeremy's shot making can keep the pressure on, or if Canuck will be able to settle down.
I mean, historically, we have seen Canuck Jar thrive under pressure. But I feel today, really, Jeremy Hazen has lifted his game and presented possibly more of a challenge than we may have initially given him credit for when we looked at the order in the beginning. Made a very honorable effort here to have that 2-1 lead and now to be here in the 5th. So certainly a match that could go either way. I'm sure the Canadians would absolutely love to have the upset here in the first singles to level them at 1-1 after failing to take that doubles in the opening match. So these first couple of serves are going to be crucially important for Jeremy Hazen.
Oh, Canuck stepping around the forehand to do a controlled backhand. And that's a big point to start off this 5th game.
And we're going to see here if Canuck Jar can raise the level 1 more notch. Or if Jeremy Hazen can maintain what he's had so far.
That was a great defensive stance there by Canuck Jar. A little bit of a pop-up, but able to make that block nice and deep. Well placed. Nothing fancy. Just right into the elbow.
And the timeout call comes from Team Canada. Kanakja putting his foot down here, taking the first 3 points of the 5th game. So Kanakja seems a little bit more comfortable with those first 3 points under his belt.
Nothing's better than starting the 5th game and jumping out to a quick lead. Canuck with the serve. These are those points that he normally just goes into lockdown.
So an important timeout here for Team Canada. Jeremy Hazen having fought hard here to be in the 5th game and to win his 2 games, the 2nd and 3rd games, needs to get on the board now. Kanakja back at the table first. Jeremy Hazen looking to hit the reset button and get started here. And again, Jeremy Hazen giving that long ball, but very well prepared to deal with the first opening ball to the backhand.
Yeah, Canuck unable to really connect in that. See the follow through on the second loop. And that time Jeremy with a very spinny opening to bring this 5th game back under control. Trying to even it up.
And he does even it up.
So that timeout.
There's a lot of weight behind those 3 points right there.
If he loses any of them, this game begins to create some distance between the two of them. But right now,
come on.
And an air ball there from Kanakja.
again, great footwork by Kanakja. Not willing to give up the forehand loops after he made his initial counterattack. Just kept the pressure on. You can see him moving his feet on each and every ball. One more forehand. Hazen off the table.
Just doing a great job of bringing everything back. Kanakja really having to work for every point.
Just great play by both players on that last one. It looked like there was at least 2 balls that clipped the top of the net.
So barely anything in it here.
Oh,
Lucky break there from Kanakja.
and that ball did not come out at all, and you can see it on Jeremy's face. Oh, that was a huge reloop by Kanakja. Jeremy did an excellent job of opening up off the backhand, the deep ball, but Canuck running over to the forehand for a quality reloop.
It seems the luck swings back in the opposite direction.
Oh, and just a really solid backhand opening and then ready to just stick the backhand block.
Hazen with a big forehand open there.
You could just see Canuck settling in to make a quality, crisp block down the line.
So the important thing for Kanakja here, opening up his second lead in this 5th game. Can he stay ahead?
Oh, that was a nice step around, really forcing Jeremy to cover both corners, and at the last second, taking it out to the forehand.
Into the bottom of the net for Kanakja, but he has 4 points under his belt here and just 2 away from taking the match.
Oh, that's a beautiful loop down the line. Great timing, solid patience by Kanakja, just waiting, and then driving through the ball.
And much like the last game, sets up 5 big points here. And misses his own serve. I have to take a deep breath here. 4 match points for Jeremy Hazen to fight his way through.
And
Kanakja takes the first.
Gets it done with a big forehand loop down the line and dodges a Canadian bullet sent by Jeremy Hazen.
Yeah, what an effort from Jeremy Hazen. Really fantastic performance for the world number 154 against the world number 27. To go to 5 here and to have that 2-1 lead under his belt, really played some exceptional table tennis. But as Kanakja has shown many times in the past, he is well equipped to deal with those situations and pushed his comeback decisively to win games 4 and 5 by relatively comfortable margins.
That was a very competitive match out there. So you got your team one step closer. How'd you keep your composure when you're down 2-1 like that?
Yeah, it was a really tough match, but I just tried to stay focused, and the crowd here is amazing. They really helped me today, gave me a lot of support and confidence, so hopefully now we get 1 more point.
All right, and I saw that you like to run in the tunnels. Will you do that again? You like to run when you get down there in the tunnels. Will you do that again?
We'll see. I will just try to prepare for my next match and stay focused.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for Kanakja.
So another pressure situation averted by the USA. They now lead 2-0.
All right, and just letting you all know that this event could not be possible without the support of our incredible sponsors. One more time for Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Come on, put those hands together for Rave. Rockford Park District. Rockford Radisson. BMO Harris Bank Center. And EULA, the official equipment sponsor of the 2019 North American Olympic Trials. All right, next up, a singles match between Zhao Xin of Team USA and Hong Tao Chin of Canada. Let's make some noise, everybody. Let's get some energy going in here. Put those hands together.
So with a 2-0 lead for the USA, another big matchup coming down onto center court. after that huge match between Kanak Ja and Jeremy Hazen. The Canadians really heaping on the pressure, and Jeremy Hazen lifting the bar to push Kanak Ja to his very limits. But as he's shown on a few occasions, he brings exploiting that weaker area.
I think, Matt, at that 9-9 point with the Canadian off the table, just unable to put pressure by Team USA, set a little bit of the tone of the end of that game.
Second game, Canada to serve, love all. One, love.
As I said earlier, Hong Tao Chen recently has picked up some good results in tournaments. 7 games with Thiago Monteiro at the LA Open.
Oh, that's the first forehand we've seen by Zhou Shen where he really dictated the placement, caught Hong Tao completely flat-footed.
Similar placements that Nikhil Kumar was going for on the doubles. Seeing that kind of automated look for the forehand from Hong Tao Chen. And then putting the ball into his backhand side.
Strong backhand play.
Really a strength of Zhou Shen if he can get above the ball. Use his height to his advantage.
Nice half-long serve there. Handcuffing Hong Tao. Oh, there's a nice control opening, well-placed ball, finishing with a nice forehand down the line. That first game looks like it presented a little bit of a wake-up call for Zhou Shen, playing much more offense here in game 2. But Hong Tao Chen, again, with the forehand.
We've seen Hong Tao Chen more successful when he's playing quicker. And Zhou Shen doesn't have as much time to react.
Nice deep push there. A little bit of separation now here in game 2. That's a very difficult ball to reloop. Slow spinny openings have really rewarded their originators. Nice loop by Hong Tao. Nice deep backhand block by Zhou Shen. Hong Tao continuing to try to turn the corner to get his forehand in. Oh, great hooking forehand by Zhou Xin of the United States. Very patient. Once Hong Tao got off the table and was throwing up some defensive lobs.
Zhou Xin continuing to go after that backhand side. Opened up a big gap on the forehand there.
And nice control play there by Zhou Xin. Oh,
And
what a
serve
forehand
drifts long.
loop by Hong Tao, just taking it down the line.
Really great timing there. Good deep serve there from Hong Tao Chen. Still 3 game points for Zhou.
And Hong Tao living dangerously, stepping around that backhand at every opportunity now.
Timeout, USA.
And a timeout called by Stefan Feth. Zhou Xin in a good position here. Still 2 game points and the serve. Stefan Feth wants to make sure he capitalizes on that opportunity here so that he can take the second game here. He's made his mark in the US this year, coming back onto the competition scene. His first year eligible for the Olympic Games, reaching the quarterfinal at this year's US Nationals and winning the second US National Ranking Tournament in Westchester, where he beat everybody. Can he win one of these next 2 points off his serve? Hong Tao Chen's already won 2 out of 4 game points. I'm sure he would love to win 2 more. And he'll take one of them.
And continuing, Hong Tao getting that forehand loop in. Nice controlled drop, turning the corner and staying on the weaker forehand side of Zhou Xin.
Some big crowd support here as Zhou Xin moves down to his last game point here.
Oh, what a shot by Zhou Xin of the United States. Showing some forehand power of his own to even up this.
Hong Tao Chen just acknowledging really nothing you can do about that. Pulls that out at the perfect time. Zhou Xin, I think, really has sometimes struggled when he's on the defensive, but there was no better time for that play from Zhou Xin. Certainly we've seen Hong Tao Chen being the aggressor more frequently, and I feel Zhou Xin struggled a lot more in those scenarios where he's a little bit slower to react, and really when the ball's been played fast to his forehand, he's really struggled to have enough time to counter loop.
Yeah, just really almost reaching at the ball instead of being able to take a full turning stroke on that side. I have a feeling that Hong Tao is going to continue to keep looping to the forehand side, knowing that Zhou Xin loves to play that backhand cross court and to get into a backhand exchange. So we are even up at 1 game apiece here.
Really the biggest weapon that Zhou Xin has on his side is time. If he has time to play his shots, certainly has slightly longer strokes.
Oh, and he goes aggressive on that deep serve right out of the blocks.
And again, yeah, just making the decision to go after that forehand side and not be afraid of the counter loop from Zhou Shen. You can just see his timing's a little bit late. Making those counters, doesn't quite have the body commitment behind the ball.
Little risky going out to the forehand so early, but pays off.
Just needs to continue to buy himself time in these situations.
And that's the type of exchange that Zhou Shen normally would take on any given rally, just to get into a backhand-to-backhand exchange.
And again, Zhou Shen winding up with his forehand. Much more comfortable, half a step back from the table there.
Oh,
And a
nice
great
backhand.
counter.
Wow, very strong by Hong Tao. After covering that nice ball to the forehand, just really went full out on the backhand attack.
And a bold answer there for that long, fast serve.
Again, great table and ball control by Zhou Shen, dropping the serve, dealing with the slow spinny opening, and then just jamming it into the center of the table. A little bit of a mini break here, up 5-3 with the serve.
Great serve return from Chen.
Oh, beautiful double bouncing serve. Perfectly placed.
Right on that back edge, the second bounce. Really has started boiling down to the first 2 or 3 plays of each point. Serve, serve return, first opening.
And 2 quick unforced errors. And we are tied up in game 3 at 6-all. And again, Hong Tao fighting to get that forehand going. Previous serve, Zhou Shen able to keep that serve double bouncing on the table surface. That time it went a little bit long. And we are back to even at 7 apiece. Nice soft touch by the American. Short game, definitely one of Zhou Shen's strengths. And again, great control off of a tight, spinny, short serve, just able to redirect and give it right back. And now Zhou Xin of the United States, the 9-7 lead and the serve. Try to go up 2-1. What hands, what reaction.
Really did well to get that ball wide. 3 game points.
And again,
takes the first one.
The short ball by Zhou Xin and then mixing it up gives Team USA 1 game away from the men joining the women for joint tickets to Tokyo here at the 2019 ITTF North American Olympic Team Trials.
Zhou Xin very calculated, executing very well, keeping things tight. Certainly in that game bought himself more time by executing the finer details a bit better, I think.
It was a big serve that he did, the double bouncing one, although the following one got away, along with just superior short game off the serve.
Great to see the Rockford locals coming out here to support this event. Very energetic crowds getting in behind the US team here on their home ground. So at the start of the 4th game, USA's Zhou Xin with a 2-1 lead. Really not the start you would hope for. Tao Chen missing his serve, handing the first point of the 4th game to his opponent.
Oh, beautiful backhand down the line. That's the first time we've seen Zhou Xin of the United States play a backhand off the bounce to the forehand. That's been Hong Tao's strength, is playing his forehand throughout this match. Oh, big hustle by Zhou Xin. And there's a timeout by Hong
Great
Tao
shot by Hong Tao.
to come in with a monster backhand.
So first 3 points of game 4 going to Zhou Xin. It's really gone from strength to strength throughout this match. Hong Tao Chen piling on the pressure, but the US player showing he still has a lot left, a lot more bars left to lift.
I think, Matt, in this situation right now with Zhou Xin, he's going to just play tighter and tighter. He's not going to try anything crazy. Hong Tao needs to get that forehand going. That served him so well in game 1 and into game 2, but we just haven't seen that forehand come alive in the last 2 games. Huge points for Canada right now. Need to get onto the board.
And Zhou Xin making sure that doesn't happen. We saw what happened between Jeremy Hazen and Kanak in the 5th game when he held a 3-0 lead in quarter timeout. Not willing to let that happen again here. Lucky break off the net.
Oh, what a break for the U.S. Clearly, Joshin off the table, but able to bring more one ball. There's a net there. Nice forehand loop. And then this backhand catches the net again. And Joshin able to get back up to the table and turn the table, get his forehand for a 5-0 lead. Oh, and there's a nice backhand down the line by Hong Tao. Took a page out of Joshin's book.
Stepping around. Very well anticipated shot.
And here comes the forehand of Hong Tao.
Going into the body again. Revisiting that tactic that helped him a lot in the first game. Really neutralized Joshin's forehand game.
Oh, again, a lucky break for the U.S. Hong Tao had a chance to continue those forehand loops, but just by the time he went for his second forehand loop, the ball dropped down so far. Really can't drive that ball. Aggressive deep serve. That ball looked like it caught the edge.
Hong Tao Chen appealing there. And looked like it did flip. Very, very faint clip. Probably difficult to see. And
Joshin
the umpires make the
pointed it
right
out
call
as
there.
well.
Joshin also pointing it out. US player not letting that slow him down at all. Still maintaining a 3-point lead here.
Hong Tao has to be so ready to step around his backhand that Joshin does see that. Oh, that's a beautiful backhand third ball attack by the American.
His backhand against topspin over the table is just so formidable.
There's no hesitation on that stroke, just delivers it with nice pace and position. And again, that backhand combination. So right now, no timeouts left. Hong Tao, one more serve. Oh, look at that backhand
Huge
block.
backhand, but neutralized by Joshin.
It came back faster.
Big moment here. 6 match points for Joshin. USA with a 2-0 lead. One of these points could send the US men's team to Tokyo. And it'll be the first one. The United States men's table tennis team join their women's side by qualifying for Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. Joshin with a 3-1 win over Hong Tao Chen. And it is the United States that convert a 3-0 win. Some very tough opposition here from the Canadian team. All starting off with a stellar doubles match, which saw the US take the first point. Kanakja battling from 2-1 down against Jeremy Hazen to secure the second point, and Joshin just going from strength to strength and lifting his game each game to come through and win 3-1 over Hong Tao Chen. And a proud moment for you. The United States men's team, last time 4 years ago, was the first time that both the men and women from the United States are qualified for an Olympic Games. Here we are 4 years later on home soil in Rockford, Illinois at the BMO Harris Bank Center. And the United States men's team have done it again. Now head over to our host and have some questions for them down on court.
All right, first of all, Ju, congratulations for making the Olympic team. Come on over, come on over. Now, we were noticing that as a team, you guys really picked each other up on lost points. How did that feel, knowing that your teammates had your back?
I feel very good right now. Our team work together a lot, and then we're pay attention a lot from Canada the match. We just did a great job.
All right. Okay. And now there's a mixture of Olympic veteran players on the team, and then there's some people that are making their first appearances from Connect to Eugen. How would you get your newbies prepared for their Olympic experience?
Yeah, I think experience is really important, but we also have a really good team chemistry together, so we'll try to keep encouraging our teammates, keep going, and we just hope to keep playing our best, you know.
All right, sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause and welcome your 2019 North American Men's Olympic Trial Champions, Team USA.
Very enthusiastic response there from this Rockford, Illinois crowd. The United States men's team secure the win here over Canada at the BMO Harris Bank Center. A great event by ITTF North America. The first time ever holding this thrilling team format to qualify from the continent for the Olympic Games. A great day for the United States to take both. And certainly a lot of players involved in getting this event together that we need to thank. ITTF North America, of course, the BMO Harris Bank Center, and the city of Rockford, who did an excellent job of promoting this event to the local area and organizing this venue. And of course, our umpires and players, coaches, Yola, the equipment sponsor of this event, and of course to our streaming crew down on the side of the court, David Delvecchio and his team, putting on this incredible live stream. As usual, delivering great table tennis in the highest quality. So we thank all of those individuals involved here. Now we'll sign out from Rockford. Well done to the United States team.